Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to another episode of Propaganda with Mick and Jacob. The U.S. and Israel attacked Iran. I don't know. You're supposed to say it a certain way. I don't know how. They attacked Iran over the weekend. I believe it was Saturday. And there are a lot of mixed feelings coming from all sides of the world, including me. Sometimes I agree with one side, the other side. Sometimes I agree with two. I don't really know how I feel about it just yet, but that's what we're here to discuss today. Was this attack something that is a good thing for Americans or a bad thing? I already know what you think. I think I know what you think.
What? I don't know what I think. Tell me what I think.
I think you think it was not a good
I would say it was overall probably not a good thing for America. And the problem with saying anything right now is it's too early. Okay, so I saw Matt Walsh make a good point about this. And he goes on and on about, it was in one of his X posts, he was on and on about like, how is this a good thing for America? And if it's not a good thing for Americans and citizens and putting America first, then why is it a good thing at all? Like, I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care about the people's freedom in Iran. I don't care about their healthcare or their women going to school. Like, if they can, that's great. But like, that's not our job. That's not what we should prioritize.
That's not our
We have
mess
enough problems
to clean
here
up.
to
Yeah.
fix before we go over there and do anything else. So he's like, oh, like the Iranians, they're proud. The people there, they're so excited and they're cheering on Trump supposedly, and they're so happy that the terrorist regime is over. And it's like, okay, that's good. But like, if that hurts us at all, if that takes away attention and resources and time away from American citizens, which it necessarily does, how is that better for us? And like the Maduro thing in Venezuela, it's like, okay, we got a bunch of oil from it, some good deals. Like, okay, makes sense, I guess, whatever. This is a war, and it could be over relatively shortly. It could drag out and be a whole process, and we could be involved in another long-term regime change and occupation and whatever, you know? So I would say it's not good for us. But really, Iran's no threat to us. They are a threat to Israel and to our other allies in the Middle East and to the neighboring countries around them. They support and fund and organize terrorist cells around the world. So that's not a great thing. But again, we should go bomb them over it. We should go to war just because they're dangerous to some people in the Middle East.
Right. So what was our goal in bombing them? It seems like the whole idea around this was that it was preemptive. It was to weaken their nuclear program. But I don't know. I hear preemptive and I think premature. I think then it wasn't necessary. Did we not just do this?
It's just like we launched preemptive strikes. It's like okay, what do you preemptive against what?
Did we not just do this in June, 8 months ago?
And supposedly it was so successful that we destroyed all their stuff.
We destroyed their nuclear program, military leadership, and their Air Force, their version of the Air Force.
Right. So everything's back apparently. It's all up and running. Like they're just ready to strike tomorrow.
That's where I'm confused is that
we beat them to the punch.
They're just able to bounce back 8 months later to the point where we need to bomb them. We need to attack them again. I don't know if I believe that. I'm sorry. That just seems ridiculous.
I think bad thing too for us, for conservatives, is this is going to show badly on us. This is going to push voters away in the midterms. This is, I don't know, it's going to be under Trump's presidency. He said no new wars, and now we're in our second attack, our second war with Iran. You know, I guess you don't have to count the one that happened over the summer, but it's kind of the same thing. You know, it's no new wars, and guess what? Now we're bombing Iran. So I fail to see how it would be good for American citizens.
I do
I
too.
don't know.
Well, okay, so playing like devil's advocate, the other side here, another conversation around us bombing them and attacking them is regime change. So their Ayatollah was killed, and that's
kind of the biggest thing.
Right.
Supposedly Israel killed him.
Trump is calling for the people of Iran to rise up and take back their country against these oppressive leaders. And I mean, you know what Sharia law is. So, and again, it is a good thing that these people, they've been freed from oppression. I've seen so many videos where everyone's happy, but why do I care? You know what I mean? Like, what does that do for me?
Yeah.
Why was that our military's mess to clean up that their women are being oppressed over there?
I'm excited to see what the left is going to say, because they've been like the last 2 days, they've been really, or I guess just the last 24 hours, they've been really quiet. Like,
they hate when dictators are taken out. They do.
Right. They hate when Trump does something good, but is this good? They hate going to war. Okay, but now you're freeing the people. They love that, right? Women's rights, gay rights, all that's going to be better when there's no Islamic regime, if that's the actual goal here, which Trump said it was. So we have to believe that's the goal. They should be rejoicing over that. But then again, if that's a good thing, well, then Trump is accomplishing it, and he's the one that's going to get credit for it, so they can't support that.
And they can't do that. They can't say Trump did a good thing.
Which it sounds backwards and it sounds immature and childish, but it is. So
right. And then my
Yeah.
other thing is like a regime change. That's a task. That does not happen overnight. There's going to be counterattacks, and there already has been from Iran on Israel and U.S. military bases.
yeah.
And so this does turn into an all-out war, and this does require us to, like you said,
Well, they've launched missiles. They've done drone attacks.
Right.
They're going after our Navy vessels in the area. Like you said, they're attacking bases. Iran's claiming that they've killed over 500 U.S. troops. I don't know if that's true. There's obviously no way to check that until other people and other sources get in there as well and can confirm it. But that's what they're claiming, which is crazy if that's true. I mean, but you see videos. This is another thing we should talk about too. You see videos of them hitting this hotel, and this bomb goes off here, and this street gets blown up, and these cars go flying. Like, you see all these videos. But what's crazy to me is, like, now we are officially in the zone of what's real and what's not. And it's like AI, like, yeah, it's been good for a while, but this is like, it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell now.
True.
And without like people and bodies and like that type of thing, like that usually is like more of a telltale sign for AI. Like with buildings and graphics and explosions, it's a lot harder to tell if it's AI or not.
That's a good point, actually.
So that's been interesting to see, like all these videos and posts and tweets coming out
Yeah.
of like what's happening. And it's like, well, you have to double check this. Like you can't take anything at face value now. So
It's true. Yeah, and a lot of people, they do take it at face value and they don't check it. So that's hard too. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're right. AI is going to be a huge problem.
it's crazy. I don't know. I fail to see how starting another war.
And this will snowball into a war.
Yeah,
Like,
it just
just
always
will.
does. And
No-
if you want to say the war
nothing-
is a week or a year, it's still a war.
Nothing
And
in the Middle East is simple.
No.
It's not going to be this quick little regime change.
because it's not about, oh, they bombed us in the 80s. Oh, they fund terrorism. Oh, it's not about that. This is, you can say what you want to say, but this is our greatest ally, Israel. This is their wishes. This is what they want done. They've asked for our help on this. They need our help on this. And for some reason or another, Trump is going along with it. So,
Right. It's hard for us to stomach because we don't see the value in it for American citizens.
because
or
there
the
is
United
value in it for
States.
us.
Right. It's what exactly are we getting out of this? I don't know. Seems like nothing. But then again, we're also not in the boardroom. We don't know everything. Fine. Whatever.
The thing about the regime change, like you were saying earlier, is you cannot change the governmental structure in the leadership in a country by bombing
That
it.
too.
You
Or
have
even
to have
kill-
people on the ground. You have to have like order and
Yeah.
quell civil unrest.
Or
and,
just like killing one guy.
right, that doesn't
Well,
fix
that
it.
does nothing.
Right.
He has 10 more replacements ready to go.
Mhm.
And 10 more people that love the guy
Right.
and are ready to carry out
And or
his
are worse
plans.
than he is.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
with nothing to lose now.
I don't think it
Yeah.
does anything, actually.
So bombing, killing a few guys, it's not going to do anything. This is going to require Americans on the ground or the, I guess, Israel army on the ground. Like,
Yeah, and it's just, I'm sick of us always having to be in these messes and
Right.
always having to clean up these messes.
Right.
Why does it matter that Iran is a total dictatorship and has Sharia law? Why?
and what's funny
It
is
matters when they're over here in the United States
Yeah.
forcing us to be okay with their Sharia law
Mm-hmm.
in New York City. But if we're just going off of solely the fact that there's a dictatorship and people are oppressed and we want to take them out,
Right.
like we're just these
so it's our
morally
responsibility.
good people, then
Yeah.
I think it's time we get our tanks in North Korea. What about that?
Right, let's go.
You know,
let's go
let's-
freedom fight all around the world then.
I think that'd be a good place
Not
to
just
start.
for one country that demands we do it. It,
Yeah,
it doesn't
right.
make sense if it doesn't make sense why we would do it. Another thing that's crazy to think about too is we attacked Iran supposedly because we're defending our allies. So our allies are the Saudis, the Israelis, the Egyptians, right? We're like, whoa, we're securing the region for all you guys. This is great for you guys, you know? A, wasn't it for us? B, what's funny is always in all these things, we're always on the front lines. It's always the American troops first. It's always our guys going in, you know, even though we're helping our allies in the area, they're never the ones doing that much or on the front lines with us or leading an operation or something, it's almost always us. Except for the rare case where it's the Israelis and then they're going to go kill everyone or whatever, you know? So, like, how is it beneficial for us if it puts our citizens and our troops and people overseas in harm's way? Then what's the benefit to us? What are we going to get out of this? How is this helping American citizens? How is this putting Americans first? How is this setting up, right? If you're Trump, you're the Republicans, you're the GOP. How is this going to help you set up the midterm elections? Like, again, a short, quick war, is that going to really be beneficial? Are people going to be like, yeah, remember when we beat Iran in like a week? That was awesome. Like, do people really care about that? I don't know.
I don't know. Unless it has to do with something along the lines of having land there, military there, power there. I don't know.
Change the country, give it over to someone else. I don't know what they'll do.
Geopolitics is complicated. I don't really get it either.
There's too many variables that could happen.
Right.
And what's crazy is we're only a day in. Like, it's not even confirmed that the Ayatollah is dead. It's like pretty much confirmed. The Israelis said it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, supposedly the U.S. said it, but who knows? And then there's reports saying that Benjamin Netanyahu was killed and that like he died in a drone strike. It's like,
oh, what?
I don't know. People are just always saying stuff,
He
and
can't
it's like,
die?
no, not Bibi. He can't die. No, but people are always saying things, and it's like, back to the AI thing. It's hard to tell what's true anymore and what's real, but it's also, we're so early on in this conflict that I think it'll take a few days for like the real stories to come out and to see what actually happened and to assess like what the damage is on both sides, you know? And I don't know. I just have a hard time seeing Trump being like, all right, we got him. Everyone come home, you know?
No, that won't happen.
Like, best case scenario, we're already in this issue. We might as well hurry up and get out of it. But I just don't think that that's where this is going to go.
So to the people that say it is our concern because part of their religion is harming other people that don't want to follow it, I mean, what would you say to that? That, okay, maybe they are a threat then. If they're chanting death to America, would that be a threat to us?
I mean, people hate America all over the world. And you can say death to America wherever you want, actually. Because other countries allow it, and we actually allow it here. So you can hate us and do whatever you want and send terrorists and this and that. I mean, we have enough people in this country that hate America, as we've seen recently. We have enough terrorists and extremists and violent leftists in this country that hate America. Let's focus on them first. If we're going to send more money overseas, let's send more money here. Let's help out. I don't know. Like, again, I'm not this big advocate of like federal welfare and all that stuff. But like, if we have all this money that we're sending overseas, what could we possibly do with that money here? You know, who knows where that helps or what we could do with that. It's just, I don't know. If you're in Iran and they have some missiles, they can say whatever they want to us over here. It does not matter. Okay. Unfortunately, it involves us because we're so closely tied with Israel and other countries over there. And because we have troops and bases all over there, which I get it. We're the global power. You got to have some troops here and there. You got to have some bases. I understand that. But like, that's almost our biggest threat, is that we have people over there. You know what I mean? Like, Iran itself is not a threat to the U.S., to U.S. citizens, to you and I. They're simply not. So
unless they're here.
Well, yeah, the bigger threat would have been stopping potential terrorists that were crossing the border over the last 4 years. You know, that would have been the bigger threat.
Right.
But we didn't lock down that at all. We didn't stop that at all. We didn't look into that. So, I mean, if anything, the bigger Iranian threat to us is people that already came here over the last 4 years. So,
yeah, good point. Good point. You said we're doing it to help out Israel. Like that's our motive and our backing to this. So why would Israel want to bomb Iran this much to non-existence?
So what Israel's going to say is that the Iranians hate them, which they do hate them, but so does Israel hates them, and that they're a threat to them. So Israel says they have nuclear weapons, they have weapons of mass destruction that are super dangerous to the Israeli people and to their country. So they're going to say, in order to defend ourselves, we have to go out and take out them first, right? That's the whole preemptive strike. They did it now. They did it back over the summer. You know, they say that Hamas and Hezbollah and all these terrorist groups, they're all funded by Iran, which is true. and that those are threats to their country. So if Israel in and of itself as a sovereign country thinks that Iran's this big of a threat to them, then they can go out and take out Iran and do what they want. That's fine, whatever. Why are we getting dragged into it?
Mm-hmm.
And for another answer to that too is, I mean, they've got good resources there, but you have this huge country of Iran, 90 million something people, right? There's a large population there. They have natural resources, which I don't even think are entirely known to us because a lot of that stuff is kept under wraps. But Israel also believes in this greater Israel. It's not a secret. A lot of people in their ruling government believe in this. A lot of their strongest advocates and Zionists believe in this. They have this idea called Greater Israel, and they want to take over parts of countries or sometimes entire countries that are surrounding them because that was the land that they envisioned as Israel. That was the land that was promised to them, supposedly. So I'm not saying Iran's part of that. I'm just saying their whole thing is to protect themselves. And remember, they are a small country of one religion in a huge part of the world. That's very connected and very dangerous. And you have all these other Muslims, whether they're Sunni or Shiite, they're one or two sects of Muslims. Those are all surrounding countries, and supposedly they all hate them. So yeah, they might feel threatened and pressured and under attack all the time, and this and that. But again, the only reason that's our problem is because we're so closely tied to them, because we make it our problem. If they wanted to go fight their own wars, that's fine. Let them do it. I don't care. But the fact that they're using our resources, our money, our time, our energy, and frankly, our people and our personnel and our military people, that's the biggest issue I think I have with it. So,
yeah.
Sorry to ramble on there.
No, oh my gosh, you're fine. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I just get sick of us always having to go somewhere and always having to have a hand in something when we don't really need to. There's not a necessity for it. It gets old very fast, especially when we have so many issues going on at home in our own cities and at our own borders.
Right. Everything's at our expense too, which we've already harped on it enough. Yeah. But anything we're doing over there is stuff we're missing out on here.
Yeah.
And
we're not just helping, we're like funding.
It's actually an issue.
Doing the whole thing. It
legitimately is.
Yeah.
I think another issue about it is that Trump campaigned on no new wars. And I know politicians don't keep their promises, and I know this and that, but he was very clear about that, And he also was like, I'll never let them get a nuclear weapon. They'll never have one. Like, he said this whole, I'm not going to let Iran get a nuclear weapon, whatever. Okay, but didn't we stop that in over the summer? What was that, June?
June,
Didn't we stop that? I thought you bombed all of them, and there's no more nuclear weapons, and they don't have the refining facilities or the capabilities or the scientists now to do that. I thought we stopped all that. So
people were saying that they're gathering uranium, though.
Okay.
And there's no other use for it.
And they still have to refine it and enrich it and then apply it. And it takes time. I'm not saying that there wasn't some sort of active threat to Israel, not to us. I don't believe that. To Israel, there might have been, right? Mm-hmm. So of course that's a reason enough for Trump to go to war. But again, we just wiped out their entire program supposedly over the summer. So why now do we have to go in again? And now this is much more like a war. We killed their leader. Mm-hmm. We're launching more continuous and more strikes, and attacks.
Well, now they're pissed too.
Right, and they're retaliating. There's reports going around that they hit a hotel in another country that had U.S. officials staying in it, and it killed a bunch of them.
Whoa.
So again, it's all coming out within the last day, so it's hard to fact check and tell what's true so far.
Yeah.
But I think by the time this is all over, when we actually get the truth and all the information on it, we're going to see either what a mess it was or all the problems it's going to create.
All in all, I don't think it was the right move for the United States to get involved in this. Again, I think you're right. I think we should kind of pull back and focus more on home.
I think we'll see
for a while.
Right. In the near future and probably in the long-term future as well. I think we'll see the effects that this has. And it's just bound to create more problems. It just is. So best case scenario as of now, we already did it. Let's just try to get out of there. But this is going to create issues. We're going to see the aftermath of it. And we'll keep you guys covered on what we find out, what we hear, and what there is to know. So
thanks for listening to another episode of Propaganda. As always, we appreciate the listen. Make sure you give this, if you're on YouTube, give this a like and a subscribe. If you're listening, always rate the podcast and leave a comment. It always helps get it out. And then follow us on all of our other socials. We're at Propaganda MJ on YouTube. And then on Instagram, we're Mick and Jacob. And then TikTok is Mick and Jacob too.
Find us on TikTok. There's been a lot of good content on there recently.
Yeah.
Stuff's been getting out there, so.
Finally, oh my gosh. We were stuck at like
Go give us a follow
10
on
likes
TikTok.
for forever. But thank you for listening, and we will see you Friday.